Hey folks, Ariel over here with an update on the fire burning near our place. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the video just before this one. Anyway, thank you guys very much for all your well wishes and thoughts and prayers and so on. This fire is still burning. We are still safe, and here is what is going on at the moment. As you can see, there are lots of flames and smoke. So after my last update, the fire continued to burn. It continued to be very hot and dry. It was clearly, from standing in our yard, explosively growing in several different directions as the wind changed directions. So by mid-afternoon, this is what it's looking like from our place. It has moved some. It looked, when we went for a drive, like it might be close to burning across the highway over the mountains, but I don't know. It's windy once again, 90 degrees, bone dry, and burning a lot of fuel. Yep, that's what the sun looks like through very thick smoke from lots and lots of forest burning. So this whole day it continued to expand rapidly. I'd seen an update shared just after I had posted that last video that it had expanded from basically 0 to 1,700 acres in whatever that was, 6 or 7 hours. By the next day they were reporting, I think, somewhere north of 3,200 acres, 3,200 acres. And as of now, it's somewhere north of 4,200 something. So sizable, not by any means the biggest fire burning in Wyoming or the West at the moment, but pretty sizable, and has continued to grow, as you can see here.
Yeah, it's eating up some real estate right there.
After almost no rain all summer, and by almost, I mean less than an inch total since the snow melted, you can see how tinder dry the leaves and grasses and dead wildflowers and such are under things there when I had a close-up in the foreground, and that is part of what is making it so easy for everything to combust. Of course, the trees are also stressed and dry and so on, so it's just burning aggressively. Everything would light with barely a flick of a match at the moment, and that's a pretty big match. While I did not get any close-up footage of this happening, they have had quite a few aircraft helping try to create a fire line around this, from C-130s and helicopters dropping retardant in water to bringing in a couple big, I believe, DC-10s. That's pretty crazy to watch those dump. Those pilots are, they've got some real balls. It's got to be terrifying to fly a plane that big practically on the ground through the mountains, through the weather patterns created by fires, and they can't see down. They've got a dump where the little spotter plane in front of them gives them a smoke flare, but they bring those things almost down to the ground and unload thousands and thousands of gallons of fire retardant. And still, at the moment, they're considering this fire to be 12% contained, but there are a lot of people working on it. When there's over 10 square miles burning, that is a lot of fire to try to put out.
Fire is a really bizarre animal.
The wind did blow the fire a little more towards us at one point, and then turned around and blew it the opposite way, actually closing the one highway out of the valley for a bit as firefighters worked to so far successfully keep it from crossing the highway. And we could continue to see giant plumes of smoke from our house. Then for about 2 days, the smoke blew towards us and we could see nothing. Like, we couldn't see the trees across the driveway. That's how thick the smoke was. And we pretty much stayed inside with an air filter running because that is chokingly hard to breathe. And then we got a sprinkle of rain, which was wonderful. So now it's hard to tell what is smoke and what is clouds. We got enough of a sprinkle at our house to wet the gravel surface kind of thing, and that's already dried again. But I got a report from somebody who's closer to the fire that they got a lot more rain. There's actually puddles, and it hailed pretty good, which is wonderful for dampening the fire down. So and it did come with a lot of lightning bolts, so hopefully no new fires started in the area. So at this point, this is a fire-burned edge right up to the pavement edge of the road, just not too far from our house. It is still burning. The last update I saw was, like I said, that it's over 4,200 acres. They're calling it 12% contained. It is raining today, which is absolutely wonderful. It rained all night. We've got like 4/10 of an inch of water. That is teeny for a lot of areas, I know, but that is huge for here. The fire managers are warning that that is not nearly enough water to penetrate thick tree canopies and actually dampen the fuels, though it is certainly helping wash smoke out of the air and slow the spread. I believe there are nearly 200 people working on this fire at the moment, and it is still burning, but it is not currently threatening us or our home, or at the moment anyone else's homes, as long as the rain continues, which looks like it'll be ending here in about a day. And if it doesn't turn into 90 degrees and windy again, hopefully it will not flare up and spread massively again. So that's where we're at the moment.
Thank you everyone for watching. It means a lot, and I hope you learned something along the way.
If you know somebody else who would enjoy this as well, share it with them.